Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports picker, I guess, here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Let's get Major League Baseball. What a absolute barn burner on Wednesday. We're moving to June 5th on Thursday. So some impressive stuff. A bunch of, like we told you, early went a lot of overs. We were kind of shocked about those. But late games, we expected a ton of unders. The one that really didn't come in, amazingly enough, was the Giants and the Padres decided to play a game with some runs in it. Detroit finally squeaks one by 5-4. Tampa Bay squeaked by Texas 5-4. Arizona almost lost to Atlanta two times in the 8th and the 9th, but figure out how to win 2-1. Toronto 2-1. Cleveland 4-0. Cubs go down 2-0. Pittsburgh wins 3-0. And in the late games, Baltimore gets it done 3-2. Once again, the Seattle bullpen, hot garbage. San Francisco held on 6-5. Minnesota 6-1. And then the Mets on 3 home runs scored games in that one. Two of my biggest problems with those two teams. So two 3-run shots by Pete Alonso and one solo shot by Andy Pages in the 9th, who had a 3-hit night. But we kind of told you in that one we liked the Mets. They were plus money in that one as Gonsolin had gotten smashed. They hit a 3-run homer in the first and just cruised really after that. Lindor and Soto with 3 walks, couple of runs. Soto, I know he's supposed to be like, why are you taking so many walks, bro? It's okay to take walks in a team that has a little bit more offensive firepower, maybe. But not on if we're gonna do that, why not hit him lead off? I'm just kind of confused. Lindor didn't have that great of a night, but a little confusing. I'm gonna say, from that perspective there, right? It's just, I'm not exactly sure what Soto's trying. I mean, he's getting on base, which is great, and he was on base both times for the Alonso home runs, but they scored in like the first and the 8th or something, and did absolutely nothing in between there. It was kind of disgusting to say the least, but neither here nor there. We've got a full slate of Thursday games. Actually, we got 12, including a doubleheader between the Royals and the Cardinals, which we're excited to see. We were hoping we dominated the late schedule. Under in the Cubs game was monster hit throughout. Under in the Orioles game was a monster hit throughout. And the Mets winning, obviously a great night for us here. If you were on the Discord or on the show, the 3 games that we were on, because the Cardinals and the Royals were rained out, you should have had a monster night for the most part. If you didn't, probably way too many parlays would be my thing. If you're a parlay bettor, it's not that it's the most horrible thing on earth, but more times than not, you're going to lose, so you better like losing a little bit more than winning. Straight wagers definitely the way to go. I think we've proven that time and time and time again, but it's going to take you a little bit longer to get there in case, instead of hitting like 1 or 2 big ones maybe a season, right? But neither here nor there. Let's get started. We've got Diamondbacks Braves at 12:15 Eastern Time. We've got Holmes and Fott. And not surprisingly here, the Diamondbacks on the road are a dog. They've won the first 2 games of this series. Kelly pitched well, extremely well. Can't even get Zach Gallen pitched well enough. And now they've got Brandon Fott, Grant Holmes in this particular game. Let's be honest with Fott here lately. He's gotten rocked his last 3 starts. He didn't make it through. He didn't record an out. Allowed 6 hits, 8 runs against the Nats at home. Against the Cardinals, he went 5 2/3. 5 hits, 3 runs. Dodgers went 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. Here's the big deal with Fott. I guess 3 runs is not necessarily getting rocked, but his ERA not too long ago, and I understand ERA is not end-all, be-all, right? But it was ridiculously low. I think it was almost in the twos. His ERA over his last 7 games, 7 plus. Of course, that no out, one hurt him there. His whip, though, has went way up. That's the thing we look at a lot. So his whip currently over those last 7 starts, 1.6 almost, which means he's average base runners per inning is 1.6. When you continually put almost two guys, 1 inning, and 1 guy on the next, you're asking for trouble for runs to be scored. He hasn't walked a lot of people either. He's only allowed 2 walks the last 3 games. So, and he's had 2 out of his last 3 games have had 0 strikeouts. Now, the one was the 0 inning game, right? So keep that in mind. But he struck nobody out going against the Dodgers. The Dodgers see him a little bit more as well. On the other side of this one, Grant Holmes, he's pitched all right. He allowed 3 and 5 2/3 against Boston. He allowed 1 against San Diego in 7 innings. That was a good outing for him. He actually got a win. Went 6 innings against Boston the time before on the road. Only allowed 2. Had 4 walks in that game and still only allowed 2 runs in that one there. So who do we like here? For us, pretty simple because Fott has been struggling so much in this one. It's got to be Braves money line front 5. Braves money line for the game as well. Braves over team total. Maybe they could actually try to score some runs this game. Maybe that happens. They have been struggling with the bats again. This is a reason why this team's under 500. They are not that NL East champion from a couple years ago. I understand everybody loves Acuna. I like watching him play as well. He got a single yesterday. Didn't really do too much. And the rest of that lineup, Matt Olson's not hitting 50 jacks anymore. Austin Riley's had for him, not as great as well. Bottom of that lineup, then all right. Just struggleville for the Braves at the bats, and they do not have the pitchers to back it up. They need to score runs. Now let's get on to the next game. We've spent way too much time on this one. Royals-Cardinals game 1, 1:45 Eastern time. The rematch of what was supposed to be yesterday's game. Same starters, Cameron versus Mikolas in this one. Cardinals are still a $1.30 favorite. I don't know why, except they're at home. Don't know why. Total in this game, 8.5 still, just like it was yesterday. Noah Cameron has been very, very good for the Royals when he started, and the Cardinals can't hit left-handers. Here's the bad news for the Cardinals. They're facing 2 left-handers in this doubleheader. Cole Reagan's coming back off the injured list. They're in trouble. A lot of plays here, and it's all revolved like it was yesterday on the under for us. Royals-Cardinals, under 2.5 runs first 3 innings, under 4.5 first 5, under 6.5 first 7, and 8.5 for the game. I understand it was a 10-7 game. You ain't going to see 10-7 in this. There is no Lorenzen going in this one. Now, Mikolas can have his moments where he blows up. The Royals normally don't hit him extremely hard. Royals under 4.5 team total. Cardinals under 4.5 team total. Cameron, 4+ strikeouts. 5+ strikeouts, 6+ strikeouts, 7+ strikeouts in this one. So tomorrow, I said this in yesterday's episode, and very few people caught it because they didn't watch it. They just kept asking questions. So when tomorrow comes up and everybody asks me, what's your best bet? I'll know that you didn't watch the show because that would be Noah Cameron for the most part. There's a couple other wagers right around the same thing, but Noah Cameron 4+ Ks should be dominant territory. Cameron under 2.5 earned runs. Mikolas under 2.5 earned runs. Mikolas no walks because the Royals hate to walk. Nootbaar for 1+ strikeout, and Brendan Donovan for 1+ strikeout. Next game up, and that is game 1, Royals-Cardinals. Tigers-White Sox, 2:10 Eastern time. So the Tigers have won a game. Tigers have won 2. Tigers barely won the other one. This is kind of what you expect here with the Tigers. They did score 5 runs. Let's give them some credit there. 13 runs, 5 runs, and 1 run. They're going against Burke and Casey Mize on the mound here. They're a $2.20 favorite. Money line's okay. The problem is it's pricey to play. The play for us is still like it was. Plus 1.5 runs for first 5 innings. Plus 1.5 and 2.5 for the game. 2.5, there's a lot of value there. I understand it's the White Sox. The White Sox play tough at home. They are god-awful on the road. No question about it. Next game up. We get to Philly-Toronto at, 12:07 Eastern time? We got Luzardo versus Bassett in this one. And let's be honest here. Bassett, last 2 starts, giving up 5 runs in 4 innings in one, 5 in the other. Luzardo, last start, was god-awful. He pitched so well till then. I still believe Luzardo's got some of the best stuff in the league. The question is the walks. And he went 3 1/3. He gave up 12 against Milwaukee. Milwaukee just poured it on. And 3 walks was a big of it. Also 12 hits. That didn't help it either. I do not expect Luzardo to have that kind of day again, nor should anybody else. 2-1 game that ended on Wednesday. So Thursday afternoon, more of a getaway day. Totals at 8. I think over is the play here. Over 4 runs the first 5 innings. Over 8. I expect the Phillies to come out hop all over Bassett. He has struggled over multiple starts. It's time for them to take advantage. Also, Phillies money line from first 5 innings. Phillies money line for the game. Next game up, we are heavily invested in this one. 3:40 Eastern time. Mariners and... By the way, that other game was 3:07 Eastern time. I apologize if I said noon. 3:40 Eastern time. Orioles and the Mariners. More day baseball. Brian Wu, Zach Eflin in this one. This totals at 7.5. They gave us the gift of all gifts at 8.5 yesterday. It was a little bit of a worrisome because both bullpens, oh my God, are they awful. The Mariners bullpen right now is in a stretch that's worse than the Orioles. I didn't think it was humanly possible for that to happen. Totals at 7.5. Orioles are about a plus 140, 150. Brian Wu's been great at home. His last start, I think he still gave up a couple runs, but he still pitched really well. The problem is that defense, that Mariners offense, and then that bullpen. Oh my bejesus. Has it been bad, right? Just god-awful. Didn't trust either offense to score in one of the toughest places to put up runs in the Major League Baseball. So guess where we're going again? Mariners, Orioles, under 2.5 first 3, 4.5 first 5, 6.5 first 7. And if 7.5 you think is too low, play the alternate line at 8.5. I really love the first 3, 5, and 7 inning bets. The full game with those bullpens does make me a little nervous as well. Mariners under 2.5 team total first 5 innings. Orioles under 1.5 team total first 5 innings. Mariners under 4.5 team total. Orioles under 3.5 team total. Orioles, Mariners, no run first inning. You normally don't see us do that, as that's not much of a handicap play in my opinion. A lot of times it's a coin toss. But we expect Wu to come out firing. And the Mariners can't seem to score most of the time, so it doesn't really matter sometimes. And Eflin hasn't been horrible here the last couple starts. Now, before that, he was god-awful, but not so much there. Wu, 6+ strikeouts, because the Orioles can't stop anybody from strike. I mean, they struck out 5 times against Hancock, who does not have strikeout stuff. 3, 4, and 5 hitters yesterday. Gunnar Henderson struck out multiple times. It was absolutely insanity what was going on with the Orioles, how they couldn't figure out how to put the ball in play against Hancock. Gunnar under 1.5 total bases. Cowser, no hit. Mayo, no hit. Kershaw, no hit. So when I say no hit, it's under a half a hit. No one scores 4 runs. By the way, if we can keep both sides under 4 runs, plus 330 on FanDuel, excellent odds there for you as well. Gunnar under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Cowser under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Mayo under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And Kerstead under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Wu 18 plus outs and under 2.5 earned runs in that one. Next game up, Padres, Giants. Dylan Cease, Robbie Ray. In this one, Giants slight favorite here. Robbie Ray has pitched. Sometimes the record doesn't reflect it, but he has pitched really, really well as of late. If Robbie Ray keeps the walks down, that's when he becomes a Cy Young, type of pitcher. The key with Ray is pitch count and walks. When the pitch count gets wildly high because he's been walking dudes, it normally doesn't turn out too well for Robbie Ray because he leaves in the 4th or 5th inning instead of going 6 or 7, which he's possible of doing every time he takes the mound. Dylan Cease, last few starts, he's given up 3 runs like it's an automatic start, 3-0. But Giants strike out quite a bit. That can help. They finally had a bigger scoring day yesterday. Totals at 7. To be really honest, like the under on both sides. Under 3.5 first 5. Under 7 for the game. No run first is an excellent possibility as well in the Giants game. Would just slightly lean to the Giants. I trust Robbie Ray more than I do Dylan Cease. And that game's at 3:45 Eastern time. 4:10 Eastern time. Mets and the Dodgers going to turn right around and play a day game as it's like 1:10 out in Dodgerland when that thing ends. Dodgers, Kanak versus Peterson. And somehow, can somebody please explain to me why, once again, the Dodgers are favored? Total in this one, 9.5. I mean, really? We had 7 games in this last one. Like, I think I should be stealing this thing at 9. But no, they had to put it at 9.5 because everybody and their grandmother wants to play an over. I honestly think we're seeing some runs in this particular game. I really do. The Dodgers, I think, come to hit a little bit in this one. And I expect the Mets to continue to score runs. They've faced Knack before. Peterson, Ohtani hasn't had great success, but for him and Freddie Freeman are two left-handers that can handle a left-handed pitcher pretty well. Also, Teoscar Hernandez needs to get his butt off the mat, and we expect Will Smith's probably going to be playing in this game. Andy Pages, we love in this particular one as well. We did play it at 9.5 is kind of where it's went to very quickly. 9's just going to bring the push into play. I think we're going to see double-digit runs here. I'm still shocked, though, if the Dodgers are favored. If you want to play Mets money line here, I do not blame you at all. Take plus money when you can, right? But let's give you all the plays in this one. Mets-Dodgers over 2.5 first 3 innings, 4.5 first 5 innings, 6.5 first 7. Mets and Dodgers both over 4.5 team total. Mets and Dodgers also both over 2.5 team total first 5 innings. We have 6 batters. I'm not 6 batters. Man, I tell you what, sometimes I can't even talk right. 4 batters, same 6 picks apiece. Alonso, Lindor. We might regret the Alonso one after the second home run. We'll see. Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Pages. And if you want to throw Will Smith in there, if he's playing, we like that one too. Home run double, 2+ hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. All apiece for all 4 of those hitters in that one. Next game up. Astros, Pirates. We're still, now we're finally getting into the night game, 6:40 Eastern time. Pirates with a nice 3-0 win. I still cannot believe the Astros did not get to the starting pitcher for the Pirates yesterday. Oh my freaking Jesus. Where did your offense go? Valdez versus Keller in this one. Total at 7.5. We said over yesterday. I apologize for anybody that played off of our pick. We can't anticipate the Astros scoring 0 off a guy that gives up 5 every damn start. Valdez and Keller. Keller pitches pretty decently at home. And the way the Astros offense has been going, I don't know what you can expect from there. They're a $1.60 favorite. That is a lot of juice to put up for a team that's struggling to score. Pirates always struggle to score. As the Astros starting pitcher yesterday isn't much better than what the Pirates put out there. Totals at 7.5. Easy one for us. Under 3.5 runs first 5 innings. Under 7.5 for the game. Framber Valdez, he's been going deep into games lately, so if you can catch him at 18 and plus outs, as another option for you there as well. Next game up, the next night game on the board, 6:45 Eastern time. Nationals, Cubs. All right, so let's break this Cubs. As obviously, you see the C on the hat, so you know we're Cubs fans, but they're part of the fade or fall of teams that we do. So if you're new to our show, welcome. But secondly, we do fade or follow 4 teams, and that's where we're going to give you picks throughout the day or throughout the whole card. But we really, we put our dollars or dinero is in these four teams: Cubs, Dodgers, Royals, and Orioles. Okay, so Cubs are $1.40 favorite here. Pomerantz going. He's probably going to be an opener again for Ben Brown. I think they think they figured out something. If Ben Brown doesn't have to pitch the first or the second inning, all of a sudden he looks a lot more dominant. Jake Irvin going for the Nationals. So Cubs lose 2-0, but it was against a left-hander. And a lot of people been talking, like yesterday when I said Cubs Nationals was one of the easiest unders on the board because the Cubs can't hit a left-hander as of late. All I heard was the Cubs OPS is almost 800 against left-handers. The Cubs smash left-handers. They did early in the season. They have not done so lately, right? Thank God it's a right-hander here because Pete Crow Armstrong can't hit a lefty. Kyle Tucker Only pinch hit yesterday with the jammed thumb. Michael Busch can't hit a lefty. And when you got to, basically put in Turner and Carson Kelly, by the way, who was so hot in April, has just died on a vine. He desperately needs, not to be your everyday catcher and be hitting middle of the lineup. Swanson can't hit anybody unless there's nobody on base with a couple outs, or it's a sacrifice fly time. He does that pretty well. If he doesn't strike out, he'll get a sac fly, but God forbid he get a hit with the bases loaded and nobody out. Cubs had 3 hits in the first inning against Mackenzie Gore. Single, single, single. Didn't score anybody, and didn't score in the first. Then their next hit did not come till the 9th. That's how bad they were against left-handers yesterday, and all they got were singles. You're not going to win any games singling it to death. The Nationals played. Gore pitched well. The bullpen pitched well. They win 2-0. Matthew Boyd did not deserve that loss for the Cubs. He pitched his ass off. He had a perfect game through the 6th. We'll give it up to Boyd. 6+ Ks in there as well. Dominant performance. Even though you took the L, you deserve the win. You can blame your offense for that one. Now we get to Thursday's game. Cubs are a $1.40 favorite against Irvin. They should smash Irvin. Total in this one's 9.5. I do expect runs on both sides. This is not going to be one of those games where Cubs win 8-0, right? Do expect the Nationals to score here as well. If it's not against Pomerantz, Ben Brown, and then the bullpen, which surprisingly hasn't given up 12 runs because they haven't pitched Merriweather as of late. Yes, I'm talking to you, Mr. Merriweather. You're god-awful. I can't believe you're still in the major leagues drawing salary. How have you not been designated for assignment is beyond me, but I don't want to take away anybody's job. I'm glad the Cubs think you have potential. Anyway, let's give you all the Cubs picks in this one, as we got a bunch. Cubs money line, -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over 4.5 team total. Cubs money line, first 3, first 5, first 7 innings. PCA, we expect to bounce back from the 0-for-4 3 strikeout night. Home run double. 2+ hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. And since, why not? He's leading the league in stolen bases. We play PCA for a stolen base. If he gets on with nobody in front of him, he is going to steal a base, if not 2 of them. Michael Busch, who was hotter than a firecracker for multiple games until what? He faced a left-hander. Now he's back against the righty. Busch, home run double over. 2+ hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Next game up, Rangers. Oh, I'm sorry. I did skip one there. Apologize. We've got Yankees and Guardians. Yankees did absolutely nothing on Wednesday. They got a night game against the Guardians here. Guardians came out 3-0 after the first. Didn't look back. Clark Schmidt actually pitched pretty damn well after that. Ciccione versus Fried. So, Ortiz for the Guardians yesterday. I've never seen him look like that before. Clark Schmidt is about what we expected, except he actually looked, if you get past that first inning, if you look at Clark Schmidt's breakdown after the first, he was awesome. It was just the 3 runs in the first, and the Yankees, once again, home run dependent Yankees. You got to watch this when it comes playoff time, because let's be honest here, unless something tragic happens to the Yankees, the East is an easy path with the way the Orioles have played. The Red Sox have been below 500. The Blue Jays can't ever seem to crack 500 very much. And Tampa Bay is dealing with the $30 million payroll versus the Yankees at $300 million. They should walk away with the AL East. The question is when they get into the playoffs, they do not have Garrett Cole to get you 2 wins in a series, right? They need, first of all, they need to make sure that they're the, top 2 seeds so they get a bye, so they don't have to play in a 3-game series, because I think they could get upset early. The second part of that is, Max Fried's been good, but he's not a dominant swing and miss pitcher as we saw in the last game. 4.5 strikeouts for this dude is not a lot. That's a lot for him to get to 5. He couldn't do it against the Dodgers, who aren't necessarily known to be stout against left-handed pitching either. Yankees are $2.70 favorite. Way too crazy, right? Here's where you break it down. Yankees, -0.5 run first 3 innings, as Ciccione's gotten smoked. And then Yankees -1.5 runs first 5 innings. I think your 2 best picks out of that whole damn game. But to the Yankees fans, I know you're going to support your team. God love you. You always do. And you always are coming in numbers that don't compete with anybody except maybe with the Cubs fans. or Dodgers fans, right? Like the three biggest fan bases definitely, I think, in the league. Cardinals fans you hear from occasionally, but not that often. The Cubs, whether they suck or they're great, you hear from them. The Yankees, whether they suck or they're great, you hear from them. And Dodgers fans, they haven't sucked in a long time, but you hear from them even when they're getting swept in a playoff series, right? You hear from those fan bases all the time. I expect the Yanks to do it. If the Yanks are serious about actually making a playoff push, you need some dudes that get hits, put the ball in play. Like you can't. Aaron Judge yesterday at one point late in the game, they had 3 hits and Aaron Judge had 2 of them. I understand Goldschmidt's supposed to be, he was hitting 340 at one point. He ain't no more. Bellinger's still not hitting extremely well. Ben Rice has some power, but doesn't consistently hit enough. Volpe, who they've been high on now for 3 years, still is at the bottom of the lineup and he doesn't have the power and can't consistently produce hits. Enough said about that one. 7:35 Eastern time. Rays, Rangers. Total at 9 in this one. This was a really good game. After the Rays got up 5-0, Rangers ended up going back 5-4. They got to Rocker early. Did not expect that one to happen. Rockers actually pitched decently until then. You got Peepo and Leiter Jr. here. Leiter Jr. is definitely the future of the Rangers, I believe. I think he's really going to get something figured out here and maybe not be a dominant pitcher, but an ace at least for the Rangers staff. Rangers are a plus 120-ish here. Not sure why they're so much of a dog. Because Peepo has not pitched well. I mean, that's been the big thing here. Like, Peepo hasn't been that dominant where he needs to be a $1.40 favorite against a team that can score some runs, right? I mean, be honest here. I mean, with Seager in the lineup, even if he doesn't hit, he makes that lineup longer, and you got to pay attention when he's at the dish because the dude's got ridiculous power, everything else. Now, Peepo, I will say this. I'll take that back. Against Houston, he was good. He pitched a 2-1 game with Framber Valdez. Against Toronto, I must have been looking at the wrong guy for a minute. Actually, Toronto, I apologize. I screwed this one up from the pooch. He also pitched well. Houston, the time before, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, and 6 in that one. I mean, I had this pick originally right from the start, but I guess my analysis was wrong there. I'm going to take all that back against Peepo. Last 2 times out, he's been good. Leiter, as we looked at, 4-2 with the 3-6 ERA ain't shabby for a kid that's 25 years old, right? Last few times out for Leiter, no runs allowed against the Cardinals, 5 2/3. 5 innings against the White Sox, did allow a couple runs, but that was at Chicago where they're much better. And Houston, he faced 7 innings, 3 runs. The problem is his swing and miss pitch really hasn't been there so far this season. As you notice, his strikeout totals aren't tremendous, right, in this one. So, how do we break this game down? Pretty simply here at 7:35 Eastern time. We're going to take the under 9, under 4.5, front 5. Like I said, I'm a little surprised that the Rangers are this big a dog, the way this series has kind of went. Also, Rangers plus 1.5, plus a half front 5 is not too bad of plays out of this thing either. And my apologies to Mr. Peepo. I will never say stuff about you again. I was reading somebody else's stats and all of a sudden looked at yours. So we'll blame the commentator on that one. And then we get to the last game of the night, 7:45 Eastern time. Royals, Cardinals, game 2. And I want to make sure I didn't miss a game there. I don't think we did. Okay. Royals, Cardinals, game 2. It wasn't a full slate on Thursday, but Reagan's coming off the injury list against Liberatore. Here's the problem for the Cardinals. This is the second game of a doubleheader with a left-hander. Now, here's the thing with the Cardinals. Actually, in doubleheaders this year, they've been really good. They swept a couple. They almost swept the third. If you're a Cardinals fan, you almost want to see them let's play 2. The old Ernie Banks saying, right? Here's the key. Reagan's is coming off the injury list. Normally, I don't like that spot at all. Reagan's hurt him. I mean, obviously, him and Lugo are both back now. Good news for the Royals. Reagan's wasn't his dominant self going into the injury. I think he was injured 2 starts before that. Reagan's has tremendous strikeout, swing and miss stuff. And I think the Cardinals will help oblige there on that one. I don't expect Reagans to go extremely deep in the game, which worries us a little bit because the Royals bullpen can be a little bit crazy. They seem to got rid of the problems for the most part, and we haven't seen Erceg or Estevez pitch this week as well. But being that this is all because the Cardinals against left-handers in this game for us, and once again, this Royals-Cards game, by the way, game 2, this line has dropped almost a run since we got this thing here. So Royals-Cards, and you can play an alternate line here to feel a little bit happier about it. Game 2, under 2.5 the first 3 innings, under 4.5 the first 5, 6.5 first 7, 8.5 for the game. Cardinals under 1.5 team total first 5 innings. Royals under the same, 1.5 team total first 5 innings. Royals under 3.5 team total. Cardinals under 3.5 team total. Once again, we have a Royals-Cardinals no-run first inning. We don't do that one very often as well. Reagans, 6+ Ks and 7+ Ks. I wouldn't play him for much more than that. I don't know if he goes much more past 5. Unless for some unknown reason his pitch count's way down, which normally doesn't happen. Reagans for 15+ outs. We're assuming a little bit on this one. We have not seen a line on it, but we assume it's coming out at 14.5 coming off the injury list. Libator under 5.5 strikeouts. 2 reasons. Number 1, he rarely strikes out 6. Number 2, the Royals don't strike out. They are amazing at swinging and actually making contact with the ball. And they swing so often and early in the count, it never really gets to strike 2 very often. Like one thing you can almost guarantee in life for a being a Royals watcher of games, when the Royals are up to bat, you're never going to hear ball 3 because they've already swung multiple times before that. Libator over 15.5 outs. What normally happens with starting pitching against the Royals, because the Royals swing so early and often, they get through with low pitch counts and go longer into games. The only difference is if the Royals, like the other day, scored runs early and then got rid of a starter. That hasn't happened much this season. Gorman for the 1+ strikeout. Bobby Witt, 1+ strikeout. Bobby Witt under 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Gorman under 1, because he does not have good success against Libator. Limited at bats, but hasn't had good success against him either. Gorman under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Gorman under 1.5 total bases as well. Reagans over 1.5 walks. And then Libator under 1.5 walks. All right, so exciting big slate of baseball action for Thursday, June 5th. So you want a chance to, we got our picks posted, people ask all the time, multiple spots online, TikTok, YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's a link to our Google Sheets, docs.google.com/spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Click on the link. Once you do, it'll go to Baseball 2025. Scroll down to June 5th. You'll be able to see all the picks, what juice they were at, how many units and what book they were placed at as well. So check that out when you get some time. Do you like the content you're seeing here and want to see some more? By the amount of views we're getting daily, I assume everybody's loving the content. If there's something you don't like about it besides looking at my ugly face, please let us know. Maybe we can throw a different wrinkle in and get it even better for everybody out there. All you have to do is hit follow or subscribe on the social media platform you're watching us on. We'll show up in follow or subscriptions tab, or what most people do, turn on the notifications for that social media platform. That way you get a notification when we drop a new episode like this one here. Also, private Discord channel for all of you out there as well. Yes, it's a few bucks per month. This is the last month of the low price option that we have. So please take advantage. I will guarantee your price as long as you get in this month and stay active in the Discord. You get all of these picks early. You're going to get bonus picks. You're going to get bonus parlays that we put out for fun. Also, we've had a ladder challenge for a few days. Unfortunately, we've been one off, but you get a part of that. You're going to get Formula One as a bonus. You're going to get golf as a bonus. Also, you're going to get additional NBA and WNBA action. There is all kinds of different stuff you are going to get here. Not only that, we answer questions all the time. There's well over another 100 members. A lot of them are asking questions. There are also guys on there posting hockey picks, which we don't handicap, posting soccer picks, which we don't handicap. There is picks all over the place. If you are what they call a degenerate, sports degenerate, this is definitely your channel on that one there. Also, live action occasionally we'll throw up there, like hit this live, or watch this live. That occasionally comes up as well. But great place to be for not much per month. You spend more at Starbucks on one trip. or the even our biggest package right now is cheaper than Netflix, and you get a month's worth of action on there. You'll spend more time on there than you probably originally anticipate. Besides getting all the data and information and picks we put out, you're also going to get so much more. Subscribe to us through TikTok at Sports Bets for free. Once you do, we will send you the Discord invite, get you all hooked up. If for some reason you can't subscribe through TikTok, please let us know, especially a YouTube channel, or message us directly. We will be more than happy to figure out alternate arrangements. But this is the last month of the lower tier pricing. It is going up July 1st, and I promise you it's going to be a lot more, but you will be guaranteed the price you're in. And unlike T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T, I'll lock you in for more than 3 years if you stay active. As long as you're active, you're in at the price you got. The newer people, I guess, that get along a little bit later will have to make up the difference on it. But it's a great place to be, a lot of fun. I enjoy being on there every day and night as well, answering as much as I possibly can. But we do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.